Welcome back, guys. SimFBallCritic here. As you can see, playing some Order 1886. And yes, guys, I did go ahead and buy the game despite all the, the talk and the rhetoric about the game being short or what have you. It is what it is, man. I decided I was going to go ahead and get the game anyway, so I went ahead and showed my support. And what you're seeing here is a clip from a live stream I did on Saturday, so, maybe the I guess the visuals may not be as sharp as they could be, but it is what it is. By now, you guys know how stunning the game looks, so, that's one of the obvious things. But definitely want to do just a quick impressions, man. This is not a review or anything like that, just quick impressions from, popping the game in and what I felt. Of course, immediately, the visuals are breathtaking. It blows my mind. And I felt like this back at E3 when I saw it in June, so I can only imagine it would continue that in the final product. But outside of just the player models, I'm just talking about the environment, man. Like, look at how the sun reflects off of the pavement, and not just, a normal reflection. Like, you can see that the reflection is different depending on where you are and what other objects are around. So like the shading and the shadowing would be different depending on where you're standing and where the light is actually hitting off of the surface. But look at this right here. See how the lady just clipped right through my body? Again, folks, that's something that I don't think any company has figured out yet. I deal with that all the time when I do my videos on some of the sports games, that people try to, harp on that as a flaw. But as you can see, every game has that issue to some capacity. So I just don't think, the technology may not be there, or maybe the development hasn't been done yet. But hopefully on these consoles, man, we will, reach that, because I think it's reducing, but it's still there. Now, this is one of the other areas I definitely love about this game, man. Looking at the cover fire, this is near and dear to my heart. I always talk about it in the shooter games. I've always said, why doesn't a game like Battlefield, which is one of my favorite shooters, why isn't there a real cover fire system such as this one? Or even such as what we saw in Gears of War. I don't understand that. The two of the most predominant, most dominating shooters, I guess you would say, your Call of Duty and your Battlefield series. Why isn't there any cover fire? I know Battlefield did incorporate the ability to lean and stuff like that in Battlefield 4, and that feature seems to be in Hardline as well. But look at this system, man. Just pay attention to how I'm learning this on the fly, to be honest. And what's even good about that is it's fluid and it's natural, so if I press up, he does a certain thing. If I press to the left or to the right, he does what I would expect him to do. And this is without me even knowing I can do it. This is something I'm learning on the fly, and it's that intuitive. And that's what I'm talking about. It's a natural thing. Why wouldn't that be in a game where there's gun battle? So I love the cover system in this game. It is wonderful. I like that right there, how you can kind of blindly shoot. You're not even looking. Beautiful. This is probably one of the best systems I've seen. I haven't played a lot of RPGs and not a whole lot of shooters, but in my opinion, this is probably the best, or one of the best cover fire systems I've seen. But also, man, I like the fluidity in their movements. It feels realistic, to a degree, especially when you're running up and down stairs. The way they actually run, and it looks very natural. It looks like natural motion. You know what I mean? And this is something that the sports games could borrow from. Definitely a game like Madden. We need to get that natural looking movement. And I think this game is setting the bar for a lot of these games out here. Not just, RPGs or shooters or whatever, but all games. All genres could borrow from what they're doing here in this game. Like, look at the, the textures of the clothing and how the clothing is so independent, where it flows independently. And what's crazy is there was a part in this stream where I was just moving my guy from left to right real fast to see, if, a cloth would move accordingly, and it did. It would swing real fast if I'm moving them back and forth. And then if I'm moving in a natural, speed, then it would flow like it's doing right here. Phenomenal, man. The game is put together very well. I still left to be determined, how the full story will unfold, and I'll give more of an opinion, after I'm able to beat the game or what have you. But so far, love the story. I love the fluidity and the transition between, the cutscenes and gameplay. And that was something that, myself and Smitty mentioned to you guys on Sim Standard Radio. The cutscene is the game. There is no, cut away and cut back. No, it just seamlessly flows right into the gameplay. The characters still look the same. And that's what I'm saying too as well, man. That's setting the bar high right there for other games. Cutscenes need to be the real player model, the player characters, the real environment. All of that needs to flow seamlessly as it goes back into gameplay. And this game does a great job with that, as you're probably able to see here in this clip. But all right, guys, I'm not going to talk you to death. It wasn't meant for that. It was just for me to give you a quick impression. Enjoying the game so far. I haven't gotten that far, but I'm going to keep playing and I'll be back. And like always, let me know what you think. Don't forget, guys, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Sim Standard Radio. If you want to give us a call, you can reach us at 914-338-0794.